In the animal kingdom, nature leaves no room for error. The bear does not only pursue prey, but also challenges other predators. Each step carries weight, pressure, and an instinct that cannot be ignored. Massive shoulders drive forward, channeling strength into a decisive surge within the struggle to survive. When the grizzly bear takes control of the moment, who is left willing to stand in its path? Grizzly bears live across mountain forests, river valleys, and cold grasslands of North America. From stream banks to dense woods, it moves along broad slopes in search of food. An adult individual can weigh over 800 pounds with long front claws and a keen sense of smell. These advantages allow the bear to dig, track, and store energy through each season. This enduring adaptability is what enables it to persist within harsh ecosystems. Moose are the largest members of the deer family in North America, commonly found in coniferous forests, wetlands, and moist valleys. A fully grown adult can weigh over 1,000 pounds, run at about 35 miles per hour on land, and defend itself powerfully with its front legs. With long limbs and wide strides, an adult moose is not an easy opponent to overcome. Yet the same damp corridors that moose often travel are also where grizzly bears search for food by season. When an adult moose is pushed into a river channel or deeper water, the balance begins to shift. Water and soft ground reduce the moose's speed, while strong shoulder muscles, large paws, and solid swimming ability allow the grizzly bear to close the distance. In these conditions, the advantage leans towards the grizzly bear. In another situation, a grizzly bear uses its keen sense of smell to detect an exhausted moose near the forest edge. In open terrain, even a slight sign of weakness can quickly turn into an opportunity. By late spring, the pressure becomes more visible as a mother moose guides her calf across shallow marshland. The grizzly bear approaches from behind, circling with the wind and waiting for unstable ground to disrupt their movement. The mother immediately positions herself between the threat and her calf, lowers her head, stomps into the mud, and establishes a clear defensive boundary. Faced with such a strong response, the grizzly bear steps back and waits for another chance. But a single misstep can open a new opportunity. When the calf becomes separated, the grizzly bear uses the enclosed terrain to increase pressure. The encounter concludes quickly, where even a small mistake can change the outcome. Gray wolves in North America are among the most disciplined predators, combining strong bite force with endurance that carries them across many miles. Between gray wolves and grizzly bears, Competition often centers on territory, food sources, and living space. When these two forces meet, the rhythm of the forest quickly shifts. In Yellowstone National Park, when a wolf pack has just secured a large elk, the scent of food spreads rapidly through the valley. A grizzly bear is drawn in by that signal and moves directly into the contested area with the confidence of a dominant presence. In response, a pack of around 10 wolves immediately forms a pincer-like formation to defend what they have claimed. They move in and out with precision, testing the reactions of their rival. Even when several individuals press in within less than 10 feet, the grizzly bear remains steady. It relies on a body mass several times greater than a single wolf, along with powerful shoulders to apply direct pressure. A well-timed turn and forward step can disrupt the encirclement. Under that pressure, the wolves are forced to widen their formation and give ground. But when a den area is at risk, the pack responds with far greater intensity. They coordinate through numbers, vocal signals, and close approaches to protect the next generation. Facing such organized defense, the grizzly bear must weigh the reward against the cost. In the wild, success belongs to those who know when to advance and when to step back. In the wild, deer are known for their ability to climb slopes quickly, supported by a light body and agile legs. But when moving downhill, that same advantage can turn into a major risk as they struggle to control speed across uneven, obstacle-filled ground. In the afternoon within a valley, a grizzly bear appears from the ridge, using its massive size to drive a herd of deer into a chaotic run down the slope. Powerful shoulder muscles allow the bear to burst up to about 35 miles per hour over short distances. When one deer breaks away into a forest scattered with fallen logs, its rhythm quickly becomes disrupted. The grizzly bear locks onto the direction of movement, using downhill momentum to close in with precision. The deer loses balance, and the pursuit comes to a swift end. As summer arrives, the wilderness presents another survival test. Newborn fawns lie motionless beneath dense cover, minimizing their scent to avoid detection. Yet they cannot escape the grizzly bear's exceptional sense of smell. With a bite force exceeding 1,200 pounds per square inch, this apex predator can gain a strong advantage over vulnerable animals. The steady presence of the grizzly bear plays a role in maintaining balance and long-term stability within deer populations across North America. Some of the most intense encounters involving grizzly bears do not always come from hunting prey or facing other predators. At times, the greatest tension occurs between individuals of the same species. When the breeding season arrives, food becomes limited, or key feeding spots are contested. A typically solitary bear can become highly assertive. During mating season, two adult males often begin with a display of size. They rise onto their hind legs, produce warning sounds, and attempt to push the other to withdraw before the situation escalates. If neither yields, true strength becomes evident through close approaches, shoulder pressure, and the ability to hold position in tight space. In the end, the weaker individual usually leaves the area, while the stronger one gains access to territory or food resources. Survival pressure is most evident when a mother bear faces an approaching adult male near her cubs. Weighing around 400 pounds, she may be significantly smaller than her rival. Yet maternal instinct turns her into a determined barrier within the wilderness. She actively blocks the approach, keeps her cubs behind her, and maintains a safe distance. It becomes a lesson in survival instinct, where dominance belongs to those who know when to stand firm and when to step away to endure. For Alaska's grizzly bears, the salmon migration is not just a feeding opportunity, but a decisive phase of survival. Before winter, the body enters hyperphagia, driving them to consume as much energy as possible. A fat layer can reach about 4 inches thick, becoming a vital reserve through the long, cold months. Along wild rivers, millions of sockeye salmon surge upstream to return to their spawning grounds. They push through fast currents, slippery rocks, and churning cascades. This dense source of nutrition draws grizzly bears to the rocky edges, where every position holds strategic value. At Brooks Falls, grizzly bears often wait near the top of the falls. They remain almost motionless, conserving energy while reading the rhythm of the water. When salmon launch upward to clear the cascade, the bear only needs to choose the right moment to intercept mid-air. Success depends on experience, timing, and patience. In shallow sections of the river, the strategy shifts. The bear lowers its head into the water, tracks movement below, then uses powerful forelimbs and claws about 4 inches long to secure fish against the current. As the migration ends, the nutrients from salmon prepare the grizzly bear for hibernation. Yet its role extends beyond feeding alone. With each season, the grizzly bear carries ocean energy deep into Alaska's forests. Across the frozen tundra, the long migration of caribou, stretching about 1,500 miles, stands as one of the most remarkable survival journeys of the North. With the ability to reach speeds of up to 50 miles per hour on firm ground, this herbivore often remains beyond the reach of many solitary predators. Yet the grizzly bear does not choose a contest of endurance. It watches the herd from a distance, quietly following to identify weaknesses in the terrain. The opportunity appears when the caribou are forced to cross shallow streams and cold, muddy flats. Soft ground slows their stride, causing one individual to lose rhythm within the moving group. At that moment, the grizzly bear drives forward with powerful shoulders, closing the gap and separating the target from its initial speed advantage. As the encounter concludes, the water settles back into calm. Lions strike with short bursts of speed, driven by pure pressure. When hunting, the king of the savannah chooses the perfect moment to close the distance. When facing rival predators, it turns its territory into a battlefield. This big cat is not defined by strength alone, but by the ability to dominate through presence. In the wild, power belongs to those willing to move forward. If African wild dogs are masters of strategy, then lions are the symbol of overwhelming power. The difference between the two species is not only size, but the clash between two survival strategies. One relies on speed, endurance, and coordinated teamwork, with hunting success rates reaching nearly 80%. The other depends on size, strength, and commanding dominance. During a hot afternoon, while a pack of wild dogs rests, a lion quietly follows their distinctive contact calls. It moves silently through dense brush, steadily closing the distance. With one perfectly timed burst forward, the lion pressures the slowest animal to react. The sudden pressure and shock throw the entire pack into confusion before they can organize a response. In another encounter, a pack of wild dogs has just finished an exhausting hunt when the ruler of the grasslands appears behind them. Drawn by the scent of food and the sound of activity, the lion slowly steps forward with calm authority to claim the prize. With a physical power of roughly 650 pounds per square inch, its powerful jaws become a warning strong enough to force the pack backward. That overwhelming presence completely changes the balance. The wild dogs are forced to abandon the meal, retreat to preserve their strength, and move away from the dangerous area. The cheetah is a biological machine built for speed. Its lightweight frame, long legs, and flexible spine allow it to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 3 seconds. But that advantage lasts only over short distances. It was built for explosive pursuit, not direct confrontation. When lions detect a cheetah near their territory, near a recent catch, or close to their cubs, the goal is often to drive it away, take over the food source, or reduce competition. The lions do not need to chase far. By moving close enough and creating enough pressure, they can usually force the cheetah to retreat and search for another opportunity. Across a stretch of dry grassland, danger rises quickly if a cheetah is caught resting or loses awareness of its surroundings. Lions quietly use the tall grass for cover as they close the distance. The cheetah may be faster in a straight sprint, but without enough room to accelerate, its slender body offers little advantage in a direct encounter. In the wild, is the fastest animal always the safest? Survival belongs to the one that recognizes danger before it comes too close. In the world of big cats, the leopard is a master of stealth and agility. A large male can weigh around 200 pounds, but its true strength lies in the ability to stay hidden, climb trees, and protect its food high above the ground. For a solitary predator, avoiding conflict is not a sign of fear, but a survival instinct refined over time. But lion territory is an unforgiving boundary. An adult lioness, weighing nearly 280 pounds, detects signs of a leopard near the pride's hunting area. Her body lowers, her pace quickens, and tension begins to spread across the grassland. The leopard immediately changes direction, stepping back and relying on sharp reflexes to maintain distance. As more lions move closer, the encounter becomes less about strength and more about decision-making. The leopard is not searching for victory. It searches for an escape route, slipping through the brush and leaving the dangerous area behind. In nature, wisdom is not always about standing and fighting. Sometimes, the greatest lesson of survival is knowing when to step away and live another day. Lions are apex predators, but their success is not built on strength alone. Every approach depends on timing, coordination, and patience. An adult lion can weigh over 400 pounds, creating immense pressure when accelerating into a chase. When moving as a pride, each lion takes a role to cut off the prey's escape routes. And when the pursuit finally begins, the entire savanna seems to hold its breath. Across the open savanna, the African buffalo is far more than prey. It is a moving fortress weighing over 1,300 pounds, equipped with curved horns that form a solid shield across its forehead. When the herd stands tightly together, the strength of each individual blends into a living wall, powerful enough to make even the ruler of the grasslands calculate every move. Even so, the greater the reward, the greater the risk. In some ecosystems, buffalo account for nearly 56% of an adult male lion's diet. But with average hunting success rates of only around 25%, this remains one of the toughest challenges faced by the big cats. the opportunity appears through only the smallest opening. An older or weakened buffalo falls a few steps behind, drifting just several dozen feet away from the safety of the herd. The lions immediately spread out in multiple directions, quietly closing the distance and forcing the target to keep turning in defense. The tension peaks when the herd realizes one of its members has been separated. If they return quickly enough, the lions may be forced to retreat from the pressure zone, sometimes even moving to higher ground to avoid a counterattack. But if the distance has already become too great, the hunting pride continues the pursuit until the chase disappears into the tall grass. The savanna does not favor the isolated. Out there, just a few seconds out of rhythm can leave collective strength behind. In the heart of the dry desert, where surface temperatures can reach 120 degrees Fahrenheit, the straight-horned oryx stands as a symbol of resilience. Its hardy body allows it to travel dozens of miles in search of food and water. But the weapon that makes predators cautious is its nearly 3-foot-long horns, sharp, straight, and dangerous enough to turn every defensive move into a serious warning. Under the harsh midday sun, hunger pushes 2 young lions into a risky test. They lower their bodies and use the terrain to hide their movement. But the oryx's instincts remain alert to even the smallest changes around it. Once it senses the threat at close range, it immediately turns, raising its horns into a direct line of defense. Firm swings of the head force the predators to hesitate. When the 2 lions try to approach from behind, a sudden turn sends the horns straight toward them. The element of surprise disappears, replaced by caution. In the wild, sometimes a well-timed step back is the wisest survival instinct of all. In Africa, lions and hyenas are more than 2 predators sharing the same land. They are long-standing rivals, competing for prey, territory, and feeding opportunities after every hunt. That overlap turns each encounter from a coincidence into a struggle for control. Hyenas have strengths of their own: endurance, persistence, and overwhelming pressure when moving in large groups. With an advantage of roughly 4 against 1, they can surround, harass, and force several lionesses to constantly reposition to protect their catch. Their distinctive calls echo across the grasslands, drawing in more clan members while placing psychological pressure on the opposition. The balance shifts when a fully grown male lion arrives. Rather than charging blindly into chaos, it moves directly towards the center of the standoff. One powerful strike is enough to disrupt the hyena's formation. The individuals at the front lose momentum first, and the coordination behind them quickly begins to break apart. With bursts of speed reaching nearly 30 miles per hour, the lion can break the pressure of superior numbers within seconds, Near denning areas, the tension becomes even more sensitive. Hyenas defend their vulnerable young, while lions attempt to reduce competition around their territory. There is no hatred here, only survival instincts at work. In the wild, power does not belong to numbers alone. It belongs to the one capable of changing the outcome at the right moment. When all movement fades, the territory returns to a cold silence. The grizzly bear does not need to remain for long, as its presence has already defined the order. The remaining animals continue to move, but with greater caution at every sign. Nature always offers a chance to those who observe, stay patient, and avoid mistakes. If you appreciate the wild world, remember to like and subscribe today.